This episode is brought to you by our Patreon supporters. Support the show at patreon.com/thewildernesspodcast. Along with Audible, get a free month trial and a free audiobook at audibletrial.com/wild. Welcome to episode 100 of the Wilderness Podcast, episode 100, post 99 grinding now. I'm your host Dilz, and with me is Deagin.
Hey, how's it going?
So this week, what are we going to talk about? Deagin, what are we going to talk about? Nothing happened.
Not so much. We have some updates to Stronghold security questions. A little bit of a bug that happened with this week's update. Don't worry, it's not, max cash being dropped and stuff.
If only.
A little quality of life type thing coming with ghostly robes and a little bit of a talk about the mobile, the iOS closed beta.
But not just that. They're having another competition where we get to do the work for Jagex by coming up with a reward for completing 100 master clue scrolls. And with the Stronghold of Security, it looks like Jagex had a little secret competition that I was not totally aware of. It's one of those Twitter and Reddit only competitions where 90% of the player base just is like, oh, I guess that happened. Anyways, community chatter stuff. Again, not a whole lot happened on that side of things, but Jagex did release a poll about discontinued items and whether they have a spot in Oldschool Runescape. It's a weird one, but before we get into that, Deagin, what'd you do this week?
Non-RuneScape related, I got a job at a grocery store, so that's fun.
We both did at the same grocery store.
Yeah, that was unexpected, I guess, on how that went.
Interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
It was a very unorthodox hiring process.
Yeah.
So we both went in on Tuesday, handed in our resume and the application, and we get called to the owner of the store's office, and he says, hey, your interview will be on Thursday, 2 days from now, 9 o'clock and 9:30. We're like, okay, cool, not bad. Okay. So we show up Thursday. I go in for 9 o'clock. He tells me to sit there and wait.
I show up at, for my 9:30 interview.
Yep, and I'm still sitting there waiting, and he calls us both up. And, well, I should say when I first walked in and I saw him, he was like, hey, I looked at your resume and looked at your application. Tell you right now, you got the job. You'll be in grocery. Don't really have to do an interview. But we will anyways. So right there, I kind of get these red flags. Like, I could be a drug addict. And he's kind of just going, nope, we're good.
We could have robbed the store 2 weeks ago, come back, and then just gotten a job there. Now we're casing the joint. He doesn't give a fuck.
It's a little bit of a red flag, so we go in there, and then he basically tells me to go wait outside. Deagin has his interview.
Yeah, I interviewed first.
Yeah.
I pretty much told him, in a more professional sense, but let me paraphrase, I want to be able to show up to work, turn my brain off, and then clock in and out. I don't want to think at all. I just want to be able to autopilot my shit, because I don't really, only going to be working there for a semester and a bit. Hopefully, let's hope that's the game plan. He was like, yeah, that's a great answer. It's exactly what we wanted to hear, so.
We want some robots working in here.
Yeah.
He's like, RuneScape has a bad botting problem. How can we get that into the grocery store business?
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, I go in afterwards, and it wasn't really even an interview. He just said, hey, guess what? Orientation's in 15 minutes, so go step over there and do some orientation. So we went to orientation, and I was like, this is the perfect time to get some fletching done. Busted up my phone and did some fletching, because we just watched fucking videos for 3 hours.
Yeah. While I waited for everyone to filter in, I'm just looking at, they have a floor plan of the whole store. From a preview, just the draft, I don't know, someone drafted up, I guess, and they had it hanging in that room for some reason, which is kind of weird, because, hey, if I was going to case a joint and then rob it and then come back 2 weeks later and then rob it again, it would have been really easy, because there's a floor plan of emergency doors, this is the loading bay, But I just kind of looking there. I know where all the doors are, all the fire exits. I know where.
They had actual labels saying no security cameras in this area.
Yeah. Well, they did actually have where the security cameras were. Yeah. You kind of have to do that when you're like drafting up that stuff. But yeah, and then we did orientation, and like the person that's supposed to be there with us wasn't there.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, RuneScape grind time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that finished, and got a piece of paper, and like, hey, your first shift's tomorrow.
Yeah.
So the whole problem with that is I went in for an interview to kind of get the feel of it, and next thing you know, I'm working the next day. So I'm getting like, I don't even know if I wanted to work here. Well, I guess, okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad. It's all right. It's pretty standard. It's actually kind of a chill environment.
So other than that, I guess I had my first VR experience. I tried VR for the first time.
Yeah, I remember I brought up that I was trying to convince you to go to this VR arcade that I had gone to in the past, but never really panned out.
But yeah, I got to play like Beat Saber and, you know, Oculus Experience, all that random stuff. And that shit, like, I've seen like a lot of YouTube videos of like VR, and like my buddies have it, so like they'll stream it and I'll watch them play VR, and you're like, yeah, I mean, that's kind of cool. But then like once you put on the goggles, like it's super weird how immersive it is if you like
find the right game at least.
Just like in general, like it like it's as long as you're not thinking that you're in like it's super weird that like you, I don't know, you get super immersed. And if you play it for too long and you take off the goggles, like, you know, if you've been like on a boat for too long or like skiing or skating, like whatever, and you like once you're done, you still kind of feel like you're doing it.
I know that was snowboarding because the snowboarding boots have your like feet at like a 90-degree angle.
It's like that with VR. Like you like look at your hands and they feel disconnected from your body. I don't know if that's like everyone's had that. Like super weird, but that was cool. I haven't really played any games really. Don't worry, I played RuneScape this week.
No way. So everything else fails, back onto the RuneScape grinds.
Yeah, so my laptop's Wi-Fi adapter is pretty shit. So I'm super laggy and I can't really like do anything super intense. I can do like Calphite Queen, but even then I'll lag out and die sometimes, which sucks, but what are you gonna do? So I did a bunch of random Slayer and like random just skilling, just kind of figuring out what I want to do. Probably only as of right now, like 60 Calphite Queen kills this week. Well, I say only, but like I think I'm at like 180 kills right now.
Okay. Something, I guess.
Yeah, it's something. I'm going for the Calphite Queen head. Well, I have a task for Calphites, but I want to get the head so I can finish the Desert Diaries elites. That's the only requirement I need.
What do you want the elites for?
Rune crafting experience.
Okay.
Well, just to have it done. It's nice that if I ever want to grind Calphite Queen, I now have the shortcut unlocked and the ropes are permanent.
Do you have to exchange the Calphite head for anything? Or do you get to keep it? You just have to
mount it on your POH, I believe, is what the requirement is.
Oh.
And that consumes a head. So if you want the Slayer helmet, you have to get 2.
It's a pain in the ass.
It's a really big pain in the ass because if like as of right now, if you don't have the elites done, on average when you're running, you have to bring a stamina potion and then bring 2 ropes. And it's nice that if you have the elites done, you don't need either of those. And I don't know, Calphite Queen is kind of. It's not that the boss is hard, is that it's literally the second boss to be released in the game. It came after KBD, so...
And this is around a time where the mechanics where it hits hard.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. This is around the time where like the best in slot was like, you'd bring like a Dragon Battle Axe as a weapon.
Nice.
Like that was your main weapon. Yeah, and it's kind of weird to think when Calphite Queen first came out, you couldn't even solo it. Did you know that?
I can see that.
It's like next to impossible to solo. Because, like, with Best in Slot, the range, because, like, I mean, you guys know, but there's 2 phases. The first phase, Calphite Queen's immune to magic and range, so you have to use melee. And Barrows wasn't out at this time, so you can't Verax it. And then the second phase, it's immune to melee, so you have to bring, like, a range and melee switch. Where your setup would be, like, Rune Plate Body, you know, legs, you know, Dragon Battle Axe, like, all that. Like, on release, like, from the Fremennik quest line wasn't even out. There was no Berserker helmets. There was like none of that stuff.
Nice. I guess the Calphite Queen is what would have dropped the Dragon Chain bodies, eh?
Yeah. So like, you know, week 1, month 1, you probably wouldn't be killing with that. And you couldn't even solo it. You'd need to bring like 2-3 other people to do it, right? And I don't even think on release, Protect from Range was a thing.
Protect from Range? I'm pretty sure it was. They had mage, melee, and range all out at the same time.
No, I'm pretty sure they came out one at a time. I think
that's weird. Why? What?
Yeah, I mean we can double check that, but I'm pretty sure at the time you can only play mage. But yeah, I don't know like why I'm rambling on about this, but pretty much at best you'll get like 2 kills a trip. Sometimes if you get fucked, you get 1. So it's kind of a slow grind, but it's not too bad. It's pretty quick. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my random RuneScape rambling.
I think it's funny that one of the best perks from the Elite Diaries is like the shortcut to the Calphite layer. It's the shortcut, right? Or is it the...
And ropes. You get both of them.
So the ropes stay permanently, which means you can bring more inventory space. But it's funny because in order to get that done, you need to kill a lot of Calphite.
Yeah, 128 on average.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not great money from the Calphite Queen, and there's 2 items you would be there to grind, which is the pet and the head to recolor your Slayer helmet. So you already have to get one of those for the elites, so you just have to get it again. I don't know,
it's really weird because, you have to kind of get 2. I'm drawing my first head, and like the pet is really cool. I think Calphite Queen has the Calphite Prince or Princess, whatever, is like one of the coolest pets.
It is pretty cool. I think it's probably the size of how big it is compared to the other ones. It's massive.
Yeah, so I don't know. It is really annoying that like both of these are like locked behind elites, and it's annoying that I'm at like 180 and I haven't gotten one yet. And I've gotten like the D chain. I've gotten every unique item minus the head, the pet, and like the jar. I've gotten like every other item though. I've gotten so many magic seeds. I've actually gotten ridiculously lucky.
Oh, so you're making pretty good money?
Yeah, not bad. Could be better, I guess, if I was doing real shit. But that's pretty much my week. What about you?
Not too exciting. I've doing random PVM as normal. A little bit of Vorkath here and there. Some fletching in between everything else. Did some raids with a bunch of people. We got the chaotic, not the chaotic. I keep calling it the chaotic in past episodes. The Elder Maul.
Nice.
It's all right. Like it's
what was the split on that?
Like 7 milks. There's like 8 of us.
Oh,
6 of us maybe.
Still not bad.
It's not bad, and it's a unique, so that's exciting. You know, it's my 3rd one I've seen in like 50 or 60 kill count.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Really, what's making me average out on the uniques is when we did it before, and we got back-to-back Dexteria scrolls.
Yeah.
So that was sweet. That was kind of exciting. And since I'm not working my old job anymore, which had me busy throughout the whole day, I didn't get home until 7 I wasn't playing RuneScape till 7 p.m. EST every evening, which is kind of peak times. So since I've had like days where I could get up and play it, let's say it's a Wednesday and I have the whole day off, I decide I'm going to go check out the Rev Caves. It's good money, and you don't have to pay too. It's not like Vorkath where you look away for a second, you're dead. I mean, it could happen with PKers, but yeah, so I've been there making decent money off of it. It's not too bad, but I got an ancient totem, which is worth 15 mil.
Nice. Did you GE it or go to the emblem guy?
Oh, I GE'd it because my heart was just racing when I got that thing.
Yeah.
Because when you get like a really good drop at Rev Caves, it broadcasts it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically to let people know, hey, this guy's a hot target. If you want to kill him, you're going to be making bank. What happens is there are so many people killing Revs there that when PKers show up, sometimes people don't even run away right away because they're just like, they're not going to go for me. They're going to go for someone else.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened. Like PKers showed up and I was just like, I'm going to finish killing this dragon. And it dropped the ancient totem. So I grabbed it and ran. The PKers never even looked at me though. That was the weird thing.
Nice.
I'm sure they saw their chat afterwards and was like,
it's probably hard to be like, to know exactly who picked, because like, it's like, I don't know, cheese it, and everyone like runs in different directions, and then like the PKers trying to wrangle everyone together.
So that was pretty nice. So that's a huge drop.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty. Wait, sorry. Now we're on the topic of Rev Caves. I think this is an appropriate time to bring it up. So when Rev Caves, let me complain. No, I'm kidding. But when Rev Caves were first introduced, when they were first introduced to like the wilderness, all the items failed.
You're talking about old school RuneScape.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When they're first introduced, all the items failed. The Statius, the Vestas, like all that crap failed. So they said, "All right, fuck it. We're just gonna give you guys alchables, eat a dick, and here's some like straight up cash drops with the totems and stuff, the emblem totems and whatever."
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "This has ruined the economy." Blah 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 blah. So they went and toned it back. But now there are, was it 4 items? There's the chain mace, the crossbow, the scepter, the amulet.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the amulet.
I think that's all that passed. Hopefully I'm not missing anything. That's just off the top of my head though. And they haven't toned back the alchables or anything that's dropped, to my knowledge. I mean, I think we would have talked about it a bit more, but
no, they haven't really toned it down, and that's what the impression was that the totems were just placeholders for other items in the future.
Yeah. So obviously, can't really complain. You got one, so like, it's kind of worked out in your favor. But I mean, like in general, like I don't know what the average gold is per hour because they've tweaked it so much. I think the fact that you can get a 230 mil, I think last time I checked, the crossbow is about 230 mil.
Yeah.
I don't know what the other ones are worth. Probably not as much though. But the fact that you can get those drops, but there's so many like high value drops, and it's pretty accessible. Like from like level 60, like if you have like 75 range and above, you just bring a blowpipe and you're competing for like 200 mil.
You basically see 2 groups of PKers. You see max like 120s that come to kill almost all the high levels. And then you see groups of level 70 pures that come to kill the lower levels. So it's not something that just high levels are doing. You have a lot of lower levels who are doing it as well.
Yeah, but it's so accessible, and like I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm just making like a point of this is that you could be like level 60 or 70. You know, you watch Torvesta's his video where he made his own range tank, and you see him going to Rev Caves a lot, and you're like, cool, I want to try this out. So you go buy a blowpipe, you know, blah, 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 and then you go chill, and then boom, 200 mil drops. That's like that changes the game for you. If you're like a lower, I mean, in general, like getting 200 mil in general, like, well, you can buy a couple 99s with that.
Oh, definitely. But obviously that would be super rare. Because first off, lower levels have to kill the lower revs, which make it a higher drop chance of actually getting it.
I mean, you could go for the lower guys, right? Because just how the bracelet works. I mean, obviously, some dude with an Elder Maul with max melee piety, like all that stuff, like, of course he's going to steal it from you. But I just mean, like, in general, you're able to go there and, like, anyone's able to make fucking bank.
Yeah, but the thing is that can still kind of happen. It's a bit different, but a lower level could unlock the Superior Slayer monsters. They could do that ASAP, and then get one off Cave Crawlers, and then get the imbued imbued heart, which is like 20 mil.
Yeah, it's 20 mil though.
Yeah,
and there is like it's a process. Like, I understand where you're going at with that, but I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm just like making a point that like I wonder why Jagex isn't looking at the Rev Cave tweaks, or like at least why they haven't made it already. I'm like, it's just kind of weird. Like, I hope it just doesn't get forgotten. That's my main worry.
I'm kind of split on it because it is pretty good money. Like, I was going there a bit. A big variable is whether or not PKers will show up and either kill you or cause you to teleport early.
Yep.
But there's a bunch of times where I walk out there with my looting bag with a minimum of 500k. I've had a bunch of runs like that.
Yep.
And it's just because, well, the way I see it too is if I go into a world and I see a guy with the crossbow or whatever that chain mace is called, I feel like I'm pretty safe. I feel like they're going to be targeted first. Mm-hmm. So I can stay there and loot a bit and get more resources. It's weird because obviously that feels like it's not good for the game to have such good money while also being pretty easy to do. Like, Vorkath is really good money, but it kind of sucks. A lot of people get burnt out of it pretty easily.
That, and you have to get Dragon Slayer 2 done.
Dragon Slayer 2, yeah.
And even, like, to go in with, like, minimum, air quotes, efficient stuff, you need, like, full void melee and range, you know, BGS. Like, there are some items where I feel like Rev Caves, the only requirement really is, like, 75 range and a blowpipe.
If even that, I see people there with the bone crossbow.
Yeah. Which, like, do you think they should either, like, if they were to keep the drop table the same, like if they're, do you think they should add some sort of requirement to get in there?
See, like, that's the thing. I don't really know. Like, on paper, it seems it would be very unhealthy for the game to have all these resources come in that are so easily obtained by a large variety of different levels. But at the same time, I've gone peeking a handful of times with some people in the CC, and they'll go to the Rev Caves. So I'll, like, join them. It's, like, the one spot in the wilderness where you can world hop and know you're going to find a target no matter the world.
It's you world hop, run, have someone on your team hovering TB, like they left click it and they're like running or following someone ready to TB, and someone else doing that with barrage. You just have like one person running and you're like, and this guy. Of course, right? It's such a good money maker. Like, you know,
people are going to go there, which causes PKers to go there. Not too often, but a couple times you'll have the ecosystem that they talked about in the past, where we show up with our group. Let's say there's like 6 of us, and we're getting those people. But then we see a group of 5 PKers also come into that world. And it's not, you don't look at each other and go, guys, we're both here for the PVMers. Let's not fight each other. Every single time that would happen, everyone dropped everything they're doing, and they're just like, focus that guy, focus that PKer, focus that. Yeah. You pick the one target on the other team, and you try to beat their team out.
Yep.
Those times are a lot of fun. Like, it's exciting, because if you can win, you feel
big ego boost.
It is a big ego boost. You're just like, these guys treaded on our territory, and we showed them what's up.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see...
Hashtag Wild Boys. Sorry,
exactly. So I kind of see why Jagex wants the Revenant Caves to be the way it is now. You know, it's almost like a double-edged sword, you know what I mean? You have all these resources coming into the game, but for PKers, it is a pretty fun environment. You're not going to lava dragons and hopping worlds 20 times hoping to find someone.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone to lava dragons a few times with a team and by myself, and I'm hopping through a ton of worlds and can't find anybody.
Yeah, I know. I've had the exact same thing where I go PKing, world hop, I'm hop locked. So my solution is to bring a fucking another account to hop while I'm hop locked in a certain area.
Yeah.
And it is really annoying, especially if you're only going with 1 or 2 people and you need the person to like TB to go first. They don't instantly tell you depending on where you're hopping, but then you need the people who have like ice barrages to be there like ASAP to freeze them in place.
Yeah, exactly. But now to counter the Revenant Caves PKing experience, having it there also pulls PVMers who are normally in the wilderness away from other spots to the Revenant Caves. Maybe Lava Dragons is a lot more dead nowadays because people are like, well, I can go to Lava Dragons or I can go to Revenant Caves.
Yeah.
Which one should I do? It's a really complicated question, because once more PKers go to the Revenant Caves, suddenly the Lava Dragons are more safe. So then you're like, well, I can go to the Revenant Caves and probably get PK'd, or I can be more safe at Lava Dragons.
The one thing I've noticed, sorry to cut you off, the one thing I've noticed, like, Lava Dragons is a really good example for, is that there's, like, 2 people, well, I guess 3 if you include PKers, but there's 2, like, people that you find, well, one type of person and then a bot that you'll find at Lava Dragons. Like, one you'll find, like, the bot farms, and they're just fire striking a corner in the same 2 spots, and you're like, okay, kill them, whatever. Or you find people doing Slayer tasks, and they're killing that. You don't really find, like, at least, I mean, it's not like I go there every day, and I'm like, hello, Rune Own 44, what are you here for? But, like, you kind of know that, like, okay, this guy's here for Slayer, and this guy here's a bot. You don't really find, like, an average person there to make money. Maybe it is, like, but, like, yeah, I feel like everyone who's in the wilderness to make money kind of goes to Rev Caves, and then you find people that are bored and that want a boss will just go to, like, Callisto Venenatis or something, right?
There is one time that I haven't done it recently, but when I was doing that master clue grind to get money to do construction.
Oh, yeah.
I found myself going to Lava Dragons a lot to get the elite clue scroll so I could make master clues, because it has the best rates for getting a clue scroll drop, elite clue scroll drop.
I know Chambers of Zarek is a really good way too. I know people will do that as well.
It's like not so bad, but Lava Dragons, it's just
time efficient.
Time efficient, exactly. And normally it is 1 out of 250 to get a clue scroll. But if you bring a Ring of Wealth imbued, that halves the chance. Halves or doubles. I always mix it up the way I'm talking about drop chances.
And doubles your chances of getting one.
It doubles your chances of getting one. So instead of 250, you have 1 out of 125. So that's why I found myself... Now I don't grind out elite clue scrolls that often anymore. I get it through other means, and then I decide, okay, let's go do a master clue, and I go get the other ones. But maybe if somebody really wants to get the Bloodhound pet, they're probably going to be popping over here to get... But how many people are doing that? Not many. But it's the one reason why someone's going to go to Lava Dragons versus something else.
Yeah, so, like, I don't know. I do think, like, I kind of want to make a side note for the whole, like, ecosystem in Rev Caves. I once went there with 2 or 3 of my buddies. We were just, like, dicking around PKing. And so we're, like, going around killing people, and, like, maybe 4 or 5 people logged on. And I was like, oh, fuck, let's go. I'm like, no, we're going to fuck them up. And the two people I went with, like, they have, like, D-claws and shit. And I'm like, dude, one of these guys are going to get smited out. And I was really worried. But we all jumped one dude in Mystics, and as we're fighting him, what I think happened is he thought that we were on the same team as him, but he kept saying, like, fuck off, stop, like, off. And then as we killed him, he says, what the fuck, I'm PKing? And we just thought it was the funniest thing. He didn't even fight back. His team just bailed. And it was, like, me and, like, 2 other dudes against 5 people. And, like, they could have killed us so easily. Like, I'm not that good at PKing. I just, you know, hey, I'll barrage him, and then I'll hit him with the ballista. Like, these guys are like, yo, I got bank. I'll bring D-claws. I'm not gonna get smited. Don't worry. You're like, dude, what the fuck? But I just found it really funny, like bumping into people that like either thought we were in their clan. I don't know what happened, but they just didn't want to fight, and they just kept telling us to off, and we just like they all ran, and we killed one of them and walked out like 800k.
It is fun to fight other teams while you guys are like hunting PVMers.
Yep.
Because it's not definitive whether or not those PKers are good PKers. Just like I'm not a good PKer. But we see a group, and I'm pretty confident that we're not going to get one-shotted. Obviously, there's probably really high-skilled teams that go to Rev Caves, but there's also people who are like, we're here for the PVMers.
Before we move on, I just want to make this note. The average person PKing isn't good.
No.
So, like, don't be afraid to get into it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not very good, and there's a bunch of times where I might not get the kill, but I don't die right away.
Yeah.
A good spot that I found to... Again, this ecosystem Jagex is trying to get more prevalent in the game is at the Chaos Altar, because it's not it's multi-zoned within the Chaos Altar. If you don't know, you can go to the Chaos Altar in the wilderness. You can bring noted bones or non-noted bones, but
yeah,
when
you're
you
cheap like me,
yeah, but when you use it on the altar, you get the same experience as you would at a gilded altar, and there's a 50% chance you're going to save that bone and be able to use it at least twice.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the bottom of the barrel PKers, because the PVMers literally have the least amount of escapes and least amount of defenses. Half the time they're not wearing anything. But when I went there to go PKing, and when I went there to go do the level up my prayer, I was able to get away a lot as the PVMer because the PKers weren't very good. And as the PKer, I would bump into other PKers, and you don't have to fight the team. You just take 2 steps out of the building, and now you're in singles. Mm-hmm. You can do a 1v1 fight. Yeah, I found most of the times the reason I died was because I overstayed when I ran out of food.
Yeah. My favorite, because I suicide, I'm too cheap to like bring noted bones, is you'll have some like noob jump onto you. And so you, like, I'm sitting there trying to like one tick the bones, get them out of my inventory as fast as possible on the altar, while I'm like prey flicking against them and trying to use redemption to heal up. And I've gotten like 3 or 4 redemptions off on someone and finished my inventory. And then I just sit there and talk shit while I die. Like, yo, nice try, buddy. Get my regular bones as I drop. Thanks for the free teleport to Edgeville.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. I don't know what I don't know. I just want to bring up like if you like think Jagex should like look at Rev Caves, or if they should just keep it as is.
I think Rev Caves it's like a multi-layered problem. I don't think Rev Caves itself is the problem. It's that the wilderness is not in the best state. Which is why the solution, which is kind of the easiest solution, is to have areas where you can make tons of money as a PVMer.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with making a lot of money. I don't think like you have to play for 3 years. I've been trying to think of reasons why, like, if Jagex were to, I'm just saying, if they were to keep this forever and like not like change the loot table, I would assume it's to like entice lower level players to make a bunch of money so they stay playing the game.
Yeah.
Because like when this game first, like when Oldschool was first released, I mean, you could make up money doing really weird shit. Like I made most of my money like month or first or second month by killing minotaurs and selling bronze spears to people leveling up farming or needing to make scarecrows.
Okay.
And you could sell them for like 10k each. And you know, I'm a low level. I need to train, right? So I would train off the minotaurs, get like 10 or 20 of them, and I would just like go on Zybez, rest in peace, but Zybez, go to like the selling and buying and just put up like a listing there. But typically you kind of like, when the game first came out, everyone was like rushing like herb lore to like kind of like dead man mode, right? You see people rushing crafting to make gear, rushing to do herb lore. A lot of bots doing flax and stuff like that, which is why like, you know, flax is like 1 GP because they, you know, Zara drops 1,000 to combat all that stuff.
Yep.
it was like really hard to like make good money until you put in like 1,000 hours, or like you like efficiently got your way to Abbey Demons, and now you sit there and camp for whips for weeks on end,
Yeah.
and you just sell them for like bank. So like I do think like it's kind of nice that like a lower level has a chance to like, oh my god, I don't have to sit at 33 or 32 construction forever. You know what I mean? Like I can actually get it up to like 83 plus, or I can buy Chinchompas, then disconnect and lose them all, which I know that's happened to a lot of people. Yeah, I don't know. I want to know like Jagex's thought process, or if they're ever going to tweak it. I guess they can't really say anything without destroying the economy because people panic, buy and sell.
Yeah, it's hard to say, and I'm sure they have the data. They're keeping an eye on it, and if they see too much money coming into the game, we can only assume that they're going to end up nerfing it. But then you look at things like Zulrah.
Yeah, I think the GE tax, like, I really want to know. Like, it's probably, I think it's going to be disgusting how much, like, not the GE tax, or the dual arena tax.
Yep.
It's going to probably take out a disgusting amount of gold. Like,
oh, yeah. Well, we saw within, like, not even a 1 week period, 127 billion. Yeah. No, is it? Yeah, it was 127 billion had left. And that was over the course of 4 days.
Yeah. Anyways, I didn't mean to, like, ramble on or drag out like the Rev Cave stuff. I just thought it'd be interesting to.
Yeah, it's a weird one, but
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but yeah. Anyway,
it feels right, but on paper it seems like a problem. So it is odd.
Yeah.
But anyways, before we move on to the good old news, there's actually two things that we could talk about since it's been kind of a slow week. But anyways, I mentioned in the past that my original account that I had played, that I gave it away in 2007 after the Wilderness was taken out from the game. I wanted to make my main account into a nasty PKer, so we had 70 defense, 90 attack, and then 98 strength. I could never get to 99 strength because, well, yeah, the Wilderness got taken out and I was completely demotivated.
Yep.
And during those days, I don't know if it was the best experience, but what a lot of people did was they did pest control to get strength, attack, defense, range, magic experience, because you can exchange it. So there was tons of clans that helped you get your points faster.
Okay, sorry to interrupt, but what was the clan that always held redemption up? Or retribution?
Frozen?
There was one clan, and I remember you telling me, yo, there's a guy that keeps his private on and he's in the clan, so go pest control, add him, and just hop his world. Because back then there was Swift Kit, that's what you would use.
Yep.
And there was like a clan that was like known for being really good at pest control. You'd always win with them. It
was really fast, so what they would do is they would find a world that was basically empty, use that world, all the people would go in there. I was in the clan with a buddy, so we would hop to the world and do pest control, but then after a while, too many people would find out that, hey, this is the world this clan is using, let's all go to that world, so they'd have to hop like every half an hour.
I'd be one of those guys.
Yeah. For some reason, I feel like the name was Frozen, but I can't remember exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, so I gave away my account to a friend of mine that I knew in-game. We were pretty good friends, but we have kept in touch over the years. I decided to send him a message and ask him, when was the first time my account logged in? Because I was kind of curious. I always had it in my head that, I started playing like the 2004 era. I was just curious, when was the exact date? Maybe I can remember it in my head why I would have played it during then. Anyway, so he did get back to me and he told me the exact day that I had logged in. I won't give the exact date, but I'll ballpark it.
Yeah.
It was
account security. You don't want to.
Yeah, true. Stronghold security week, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyways, it was mid-July in 2004.
Nice.
So I went back and I wanted to see what came out during that month. What was I around? Like, obviously I wasn't paying attention, but what was I around for? Because I do remember that I remember Slayer coming out, in the sense that I logged in one day and saw this new skill that had like a skull with a sword into it, and I was like, whoa, that's freaking sweet. So during that month that I had started playing is when the quest Nature Spirit first came out. I'm not sure how it was before, but they did a whole rework to the quest journal tab, and it says here you're able to actually see your progress throughout the quest, as well as past quests that you've completed. So I guess they just disappeared once you completed the quest. But Chompy Bird Hats were also released. They made an interesting little post about bug abusers. And it says, we've unfortunately just had to permanently ban 80 players for bug abuse. In this case, for taking advantage of a bug which made it possible to get a certain quest reward repeatedly rather than just once. I would love to know what quest that was.
Yeah.
But it's just funny that they made the announcements. We had to ban a total of 80 players. Like, it's like a huge dent in their player base. Anyways, they also released the Brimhaven Agility Arena and Super Restore and Agility Potions. But it's kind of cool to take a look back to see what was going on during that time. Anyways, that was just kind of a little fun note that I got this week.
My first game was probably around the same time then. You were playing
Must
it.
have been, yeah.
Had to have been, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I really wish I could get that account back. But, back in the day, at least, if you change your password too much, your account got locked. And I didn't have a recovery email for it, and I lost it. And that happened to my friend. It's like the friend I bonded with at the new school I went to. Because we were both, RuneScape nerds.
RuneScape buddies for life.
Yeah, same thing happened to him. Pretty interesting. So, yeah, I always assumed it was around 2004-ish or something like that when we started playing. Because anyways.
I was just curious because I know I've been saying 2004 is when I started playing, but I didn't know for sure the exact date. I was like, did I play in 2003 maybe? But no, I played right when RuneScape 2 basically became a thing, when it went out of beta from RuneScape Classic.
Yeah.
Anyways, enough of that. Let's get into the news.
All right, yeah. So this week we're pretty light on the news, but we still got some stuff I guess we can go over. So they made some, I want to say changes. It's more of like an update to the Stronghold security. So as a part of Account Security Week, they held a competition asking players to just write updated questions for Stronghold security, because we know it's kind of like a meme of how irrelevant some of them are.
So many of the questions aren't even true.
Yeah, like never use third-party clients and stuff like that, or it's like now like
only they obviously don't say only use it, but
Jagex uses OS Buddy, like the employees and stuff, like
some do. Although there was that one mod, was it Mod Rock, who never did?
Yeah, but like even when it comes to like Deadman mode,
yeah,
they have like OS Buddy like cahoots we memed about. Anyways, there isn't like a list of questions, but they gave two examples. So the first one, it says, to pass, you must answer this. A player starts asking you very specific details linked to your account, such as when you created your account, birth date, internet provider, etc. And then how should you like react or whatever? What should you do? And they don't really give you what the right answer is, but that's a question. And then the other one is, you must answer this. How do I remove a hijacker from my account?
How do you contact them on Twitter?
Yeah, exactly, right? So here's the issue with the second question specifically, is that sometimes, I hate to say this, depending on what the situation is, if your account gets hijacked once, sometimes you want to keep playing and not keep getting hacked, you have to make a whole new account. So what can happen, and what's happened to like big PVMers, is that someone they knew personally from a long time ago, or just someone finds out like crucial details of their account. So like day one stuff, like when the account was created, birthdays, like all the really important stuff that you kind of use to be like, I am definitely the owner. And plus, with VPNs, you can mask to have like the same general IP and same ISP. Like you can do stuff to like Jagex is like, this is the account owner. And if they're able to do that once, if they have the most crucial information, what they do is they hijack you, they wipe you, and then they wait a year. And this happened to, what's his name? Lucid Dream. He was like the rank 1. I think we talked about this. He was rank 1 raids completed, Xerix completion. He had a couple thousand. He had so much money. The account actually was given to him a long, long, long time ago by a friend of his. And I'm assuming that same friend, or maybe the guy, whatever. But the account got compromised and he got hacked a couple times. I have friends that are actually in the same predicament where they get hacked about like once every 3 to 4 months. Every time they go like, Deagin, I just got hacked. I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? What happened? They logged in, removed the 2-step. They just have all my info, like boom, they get in, get out. And I always tell them, swap to Gmail, 2-step. Somehow the people keep hacking them every like 3 or 4 months, and then they'll like sit down and grind hard for a month or two, make like a couple $100 mil, do some YOLO stakes, you know what I mean? And it just keeps happening over. And I'm like, dude, you might just have to make a whole new account where you have like completely different info that's not even you, like, you know what I mean? You make up a name, make up a birthday, like you kind of, like sometimes you're forced to do this just wanted to like make that. I mean, I'm not saying if you get hacked, quit, but you know. So it's kind of weird how that's one of the questions, but it doesn't matter.
Hopefully the answer is something that not many people are aware of, and maybe this will actually cause people to learn. I mean, who the hell's doing this? Who's actually going to gain much information? It's all new players, right?
What do you mean?
I'm not going to go back and read the questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why do I ever have to go back to the Stronghold security?
Yeah, I think it's just for like newbies that have never really played before.
But stuff like that might be kind of important because if you say, how do you remove a hijacker from your account? I think make a Reddit post between 9 and 10 a.m. EST. You know, make it clickbaity so you can get some upvotes.
Dude on their FAP time or whatever, when they have that 1 hour to browse Reddit and do comments.
Is that the FAP time?
I don't know. Or, you know, they get the free hour?
Yeah, tap time.
Yeah,
it was a full day.
Anyways, so they gave a little thank you to the people that, like, I guess won this competition, that gave them the best questions. And so they got a plaque with their names on it on the final level near the Cradle of Life. And it says, thanks to the following who made an offering. And it's 222, Oblong Noodle, Big Sage, A Classy Boy, Trick Deck, Superfire 444, Rainwaker, Demigoo, Yak in a Hat, No One PK, and Sauron. It's kind of, I like the last name.
Cool.
Lord of the Rings shit. Pretty dope. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
You should have got your account that's named Wild Wilderness Podcast.
If I honestly knew that this was a thing, I would have just like thrown a million fucking tweets at them like, yo, Wild Podcast. That'd be dope.
The best advertising.
I didn't even know this competition was going on. Maybe we talked about it and like my mind just like instantly took a dump afterwards and just like I forgot about it.
That's what I think, because it kind of surprised me too. And I'm assuming we had to have talked about it. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if this is something that they did on Twitch, like some
like a Q&A, being like, should we you hell, Mike? Should we you know, do this?
Let's have this competition right now, because they do that sometimes in the Q&As. Mm-hmm. Or Twitter is another one where they might have a competition, and if you're not following their Twitter or active on Twitter, you might miss it.
Yeah.
Although I just went and browsed their past Twitter for the past 2 weeks. Although maybe I needed more time I need to go back more.
Yeah,
couldn't find it.
Maybe it was something they talked about like a month and a half ago or something during like quality of life, whatever. All right. Anyways, moving on. So we have a little, I guess, quality of life to the ghostly robes. So you're now able to reobtain all pieces of the ghostly robe set from any of the ghosts after Curse of the Empty Lord is completed.
Nice.
Yeah. As a result, any number of pieces can be reclaimed. So talking to any of the ghosts will bring up an interface, like a make all interface, and allow you to choose how many of each piece you'd receive. I assume they can be noted. Maybe not. Maybe they don't want people getting max stacks of ghostly robes.
I don't think noted, because there's an option that says withdrawal all.
True.
So could you imagine you just withdraw max stacks of each one of them?
Yeah.
That's a game crasher.
Yeah. That's pretty nice. Those PKers will love it. Anyway, so moving on to OSRS mobile stuff. The iOS closed beta. So the closed beta test has gone live. Earlier this week it went live, and if you're invited, you should have received a message via email and the message center detailing the invitation.
As we've said in the past, don't just go off the email. That's a great way to get fished.
Yeah.
Always double check on the message center.
Yeah. If you didn't get one in the message center, well, that sucks. I guess you missed out. But to mark the iOS closed beta test going live, you'll receive an email directly from the Apple's test flight service, because we know iOS has like a different process with beta apps and whatnot.
They have a different everything just to be different.
It does make sense though. When Apple Store first came out, you were able to just upload any apps. And I remember this because a childhood friend of mine, he took his mom's phone, was like, look, we can play games on a phone. Really? Check this out. And he went and downloaded like 30 apps, and some of them were straight up viruses that fucked her phone. Yeah. And she had to go get her phone like factory reset at an Apple Store because she didn't know else how to do it.
This might prevent viruses, but there are still so many sketchy apps on the Apple Store. I saw a video on Reddit this week. It's not RuneScape related, but this guy was playing... No, he wasn't playing a game. It was like an Ancestry app. You see this video?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't seen it, it's fucking sketchy. So it asks the person to put your thumb to scan for fingerprints. I guess it'll match you with other family members with a similar fingerprint. Think that's what it said, but that's not even how it works. Anyways, when you're sitting there scanning your thumbprint, a message will pop up right where you're scanning it, and it will say, do you want to subscribe to this, like, the subscription services, which cost like $90 a week?
Yeah.
And in order to confirm whether you want to spend the money, you need to do a fingerprint.
Yeah, so you're already confirming it while you're quote-unquote scanning your ancestry fingerprint or whatever.
Yeah, so that's super sketchy.
Yeah, it's pretty predatory.
I mean, smart as fuck, but that's bad.
Yeah. But yeah, so they have like a different process when it comes to closed betas and stuff, so yeah, if you got in, you'll get like a message from Jagex, and then also email from Apple's test flight services, and this will be sent to the same email you provided when signing up to the beta. And there's no planned end date for the iOS beta, so yeah.
Play to your heart's content.
Yep.
Until they tell you no more.
They made an optimization change to mobile, and it was just to increase the side stones slightly, just to match the size of the interface and improve accessibility. Makes it look cleaner, makes it look a bit better. There was some wasted space, so they kind of fixed that. And the chat options have been optimized to be more of a similar size. Overall, this has increased the size for most options.
Cool.
Weirdly enough, actually this week I was playing a new account, doing Tutorial Island on my phone. I was going through like dialogue options during the beta, or not during the beta, during the tutorial, and my fucking like chat interface, like my typing interface came up on my phone and it wouldn't go away. I'd hit back and everything. And then that caused all the text to shift in the middle of the screen. Like it was super, I literally had to reload the app to fix it. I put in a bug report, but hopefully that doesn't happen to like new players getting into mobile. Anyway, so that's irrelevant. And that's pretty much it for mobile news. We have a Master Clue Scroll competition. I think we actually talked about this a bit. And yeah, anyways, so
we talked about the other tiers, how easy, medium, and hard, and elite all have rewards you get after you complete an X amount of clue scrolls.
Yep.
And we assume the reason Master Clue Scrolls don't have one is because you get a pet. It's not exactly like you do 500 clue scrolls, you get the pet. It's just, it's a drop chance.
Yeah, so anyways, they decided to do a clue scroll reward competition. So they're hosting it, and the design is for a cosmetic item to be rewarded upon players getting 100 master clues done. This can be an item for any equipment slot or a whole outfit, whatever you prefer. Email your entries to our community mailbox, oldschoolcommunity@jagex.com, attached as a JPEG file. Include your RSN, your display name, and the subject matter line, Master Clue Reward Competition.
Cool.
I think they should have like a full outfit. What I don't want is like a offhander, because they have as of right now, they have like the wieldable spade. They have a clue scroll you can hold and a casket you can hold. It would have been, so like, I really want it to be like an outfit or something. I want to be like, you want to be able to like wear multiple clue scroll items. That'd be kind of ideal, right?
What could it be though?
Just make it, well, like, I don't know if you could, like, is there like a Sherlock Holmes-esque, like, clue hunting type outfit they could have?
They have that hat that the Bloodhound wears.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't see, here's the thing, I wouldn't really know, like, Hardy Boys, whatever they wear. But like, I think it'd be kind of cool to have some sort of, like, detective-esque or clue scroll, like, I'm just thinking Sherlock Holmes, but some sort of outfit that's, like, homage to something else that you could wear. I just don't want, like, another equiptable, because you want to be able to, like, show off multiple pieces, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, it could keep it in line. Well, I was going to say keep it in line with all the other ones, but then I think if the elite, you get the emote.
Elite's the emote, yeah.
So that's different.
And then there's like, 2 or whatever equipped, or 3 just things that you hold in your hand.
I hope it looks good and it's not something that just looks like that Easter reward that you look like a football player.
Yeah, like I swear to God, if it's a fucking casket you balance on your head, I'd be so mad.
Casket helmet.
So yeah, I don't really know. But if you guys have any suggestions or any if you guys have any like ideas on what to do, you can just create a JPEG file image and put your RSN and send that email to oldschoolcommunity@jagex.com.
No rewards are currently posted. So
Yeah. But yeah, be aware that if you include any icons or symbols in the design to keep them simple, also bear in mind that items or outfits may appear darker in the game. They'll be accepting entries until September 10th, and then they'll choose 3 designs to be polled. The winning design will be chosen by the community based on who receives the most votes, and the winning entry will be put into the game, and with further possible prizes to be confirmed. Read their competition terms and conditions before entering. All that good stuff. It's going to be similar to the Mythic Cape.
it's good. At least we can see what kind of the rewards might actually be.
Yes, that's always nice. And then in other news, I guess the Scythe of Atura can't be brought to Intrana, which is kind of a weird oversight.
Weird.
Yeah. The Amulet of Avarice, which is one of the Rev Cave items that, you get scald permanently when you wear it. You'll no longer maintain the scald timer in free-to-play worlds, as it is a members item. All fishing spots beside the Lumbridge fishing tutor can now be reached, which is weird how that has been an issue until now. What a great tutorial, right?
Yeah, it's a bit odd.
Yeah, you can no longer attempt to ignite jogger bones on the ground on free-to-play worlds, and the clue requiring the lumberjack outfit is no longer available in Deadman mode because the outfit is not obtainable.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't know temple tracking was disabled in Deadman mode.
Split bark too strong?
I have no idea.
I don't even know if that's from temple tracking.
Temple trekking is the thing where you escort people from what's the place called? It's in the swamp. Bergdorot to near like the entrance to Mauritania area.
The River Salb.
Yeah, there's like a mini game that you can take guys across pretty much through the swamp.
It's a fun one. I actually enjoyed it. It's kind of cool. It's a shame that it's not worth it except for the lumberjack rewards.
Yeah. For Iron Man, I mean, there are like item rewards, but I wonder why that's disabled. The only thing I can think of is maybe there's a way to cheese free combat experience. I have no idea why it's disabled, and maybe it's just overpowered escape route. I don't really know what could be abused with it, or like why it wouldn't be in the game.
I don't know.
It's not. So, okay. Anyways, the Themeron Scepter, which is Rev Cave item, has its defend animation changed to make it interfere less with walking and with other combat animations.
Okay.
You will now need to have your pin unlocked before you can withdraw cash to the servant's money bag in your POH.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Players will no longer be able to use their special attacks on their opponents while in single-way combat if their opponent has been hit by a special attack from a different player within the last 10.8 seconds. Wow. As a way to prevent teams from dumping specs onto a single player, as this is unfair. This is 10.8 seconds is 18 game ticks.
That's a big enough change that it's weird that they just have a little point about that update.
Yeah, so it's an increase from the original proposal, which is not enough to function as intended. But the main issue, I guess, would be someone TPs you, you're running in the wilderness, you get barraged, and then the teams just take turns dumping like AGS, ballista specs, like whatever specs they have on you.
Yeah.
And you just sit there and just like, fuck, and you just sit there and like die.
Clans can still do that minus the spec.
Yeah, they can get what, like 2 rotations pretty much? They get like a 30-second freeze on you. Like,
yeah.
2 full like straight up rotations of people speccing you. But yeah. And an opinion poll on holiday events is currently live. This is to gain information, and anything mentioned will not be changed unless it passes 75% rate, as always.
Cool. So let's talk about that.
Yep.
So this is interesting. So RuneScape 3 and Oldschool RuneScape the way they do holiday items is a bit different. Well, I should say, I don't know how RuneScape 3 does it now, but originally, back when it was RuneScape Classic, we all know the iconic items that are the party hats, the Christmas cracker, the Santa hat, the Halloween masks, Easter egg, disc of returning, and half wine. Just a half of wine, sorry. I almost said half a wine of Zamrock. But anyways, in RuneScape 3, currently those items, especially the party hats, they go way more over max cash stack. It's like 6 bill for some items.
Yep.
For some of the party hats.
Yep. And it's funny to think most of those hats have been duped.
A lot of them probably, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of problems with that in the past, but since you could only have ever obtained those items 15 years ago, ignoring the duping, over time, they just went up in price. And then it was back when I had played and back in 2005, 6, 7, that was the item that if you could buy one, you bought it and you just sit on it. And if you're willing to sit on it long enough, you're going to make money. Hands down, you're going to make money. It might dip up and down in price in the short term, but you hold it for a year, it's gone up 10 mil.
Yeah.
So that thing was always cool. Me and a friend were able to pitch together and we bought, well, first we bought I think it was the pumpkin. Sorry, I didn't mention the pumpkin, but that was another item. And then we sold that and eventually we were able to get the green Halloween mask. It was like 20 mil when we bought it. And we put it on like my pure account, which is actually this account today. And he knew the password to it. Luckily, this guy never hacked me. The one guy who never hacked me, but yeah, we left it on that one account so that one person couldn't just have it. You know, if you wanted to fashionscape around with it for a bit, that's fine, but I had to go back on that account. This way, it felt more like none of us really owned it. It was 50-50. Anyways, it became a problem because those items eventually would go up to a price where if you were a new player, good luck ever being able to buy one. It's just out of reach for you. Party hats, I remember a time going to 200 mil, and that's where you start looking at it going, I probably will never be able to get that item, because back in these days, it was very hard to make money. Look at RuneScape 3 now, everything is at such a crazy price that the people who have it, they're the ones who have it. You're not going to be able to play RuneScape 3 and eventually I want to get that item. Yeah, no way. You're going to spend years grinding for it. So that's why it became a problem. Like, it was really cool to have those items. It became kind of shitty knowing that you're going to play this game and there's nothing you can do to really ever obtain that item. That's a kind of a shitty situation to be in. So when Oldschool RuneScape came around, they didn't want that to be a problem. They didn't want anyone to be, hey, I played the first year, I get this party hat, I'm going to hold it for a while and be rich. So now every Halloween and Christmas and just randomly throughout the year, JMods will spawn hundreds and hundreds of these discontinued items. That's why they're only worth like 10k each, something like that. But yeah, they kind of made the stance that they don't want anyone to feel that, hey, I never played year one, so I don't get the scythe. I don't get the bunny ears. Those were two items that were the first discontinued items, like the first holiday items that were untradeable. So if you weren't able to get the scythe, and the scythe looked pretty freaking cool, you were never going to get one. Oldschool RuneScape, if you do the Christmas event, you get every single reward that ever came with a Christmas event. So you don't just miss out on it. Anyways, the reason I'm explaining that is because they have a poll out right now asking what people's stances are on those type of items, which is kind of weird to see. So I'll quickly go through the questions. Question 1, do you participate in new holiday events as they are added to the game? This isn't a yes or a no, it's an always, mostly, rarely, and never. And right now, mostly is winning with 46%. Question 2, what is the main reason you participate in new holiday events? These answers are for fun, to unlock new rewards, to experience new content, to unlock previous content, and I don't participate in new holiday events. So right now, the winning answer is to unlock new rewards, sitting at 47%. Question 3, the Christmas 2017 holiday event took around 4 weeks of time from the development, art, and QA teams, alongside additional resources for playtesting and communicating the event to release. With this information in mind, would you rather we, and then these answers are, continue with new holiday events, spend less time on holiday events, and more time on the other projects, reuse old holiday events and use all of the time saved on other projects, And last, don't do holiday events at all. So the winning answer is continue with new holiday events. Question 4. How long do you think we should spend when developing a new holiday event? The answer is 1, 2, 3, and 4 weeks or above. So right now, the winning answer is spend 2 weeks developing new holiday events at 40%. Question 5. How would you feel if we were to introduce unique, untradeable rewards to holiday events? These would only be obtainable as a reward from each particular event, so they would become discontinued items, such as the bunny ears in RuneScape that were dropped during Easter 2003. And these answers are strongly support, slightly support, no strong feelings, slightly disagree, and strongly disagree. Right now, the winning answer, surprisingly enough, is strongly support discontinued untradeable items, sitting at 44%. And the last question, question 6, how would you feel if we were to introduce new unique tradable rewards to holiday events? These would only be obtainable as a reward from each particular event, so they would become discontinued items such as the Christmas cracker in RuneScape that was dropped during Christmas in 2001. These would be offered in additional to the untradeable rewards. And same as the above, it's strongly, slightly support, no strong feelings, slightly and strongly disagree. But similar to question 5, the winning answer is strongly support at 50%. So what do you think about that? I should ask you, how do you feel about discontinued items? Starting with untradable, let's just say.
So, like, untradables as in, like, bunny ears and stuff?
Bunny ears, the scythe. Cosmetic items that you can't trade, but you can only obtain it if you play it that year.
It's kind of, it's kind of hard because, well, one, I pretty much have all the untradables just from, oh, well, I didn't do the first year of Christmas, but I can do this one and get them all. So it's kind of nice for me because, I guess I'm a little bit biased because I have pretty much all of them. It's kind of like a double-edged sword, as in, if you just start playing at a bad time, and there's a really cool item like the scythe, like I always wanted the scythe, but I was never able to get it, so you're kind of like, well, that sucks. I can never get the scythe. And then also, it's kind of like a shitty, but I don't know. Everyone probably had this moment where they stop playing RuneScape for a bit, and then it's like Christmas time, and then something flicks in your head or like goes off in your head, being like, I should log on to RuneScape again just to get the Christmas event, get this one done.
Yeah, because when most people quit the game, you might think at the time, I'm never going to come back to this, but you never really know if you're going to come back. And it's a really shitty feeling to know that one day when you do come back, you just missed out on the Christmas yo-yo.
Yeah. So, like, that idea, like, I remember being a kid, being like, oh, it's Halloween, I should just go on and get the event done. And I would, like, log on, do the event, cool. And I would just, like, do that just, like, through at school and stuff, right? And then sometimes it would actually get me to get back into the game and keep playing it, which is, I think, what Jagex realized, is that you would, like, jump on for, like, I remember jumping on and doing some Easter event, and then, like, oh, that's cool. And then I decided to, like, just stick around and play, and then it got me back into the game.
Is that the Easter ring?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, see, I never got that because I wasn't playing at the time.
Yeah.
And I was kicking myself later for not getting it because it's a cool one.
So the thing is that you want to say, like, it's nice because you're going to, like, you assume that you're going to have it. Nice to have something that a player doesn't have, but then if something comes up and you just can't get on and, like, well, there's an item I can never get again. This sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's kind of always that, like, shitty taste in your mouth that you'll get thinking about, like on RS3, I have, like, the full Grim Reaper setup, but no scythe. And I always wanted that when I was a little kid, being like, that'd be dope. Like, I have the hood, rock robes, like shade robes, or I don't even know if there's Grim Reaper robes, but at the time, I remember being like, shade robes is dope. I want to get a Grim Reaper hood, and I want to get a scythe. And then, like, but I can't ever get a scythe. And the hood actually came out at some point, and I remember getting it. Like, so it's kind of like, a shitty feeling. So I don't know. I'm really torn because as of right now, I do like having, like, a Halloween event and be like, man, I have never done a Halloween event. It's okay. I'm going to do this one, though. Get all the previous rewards, and I'm back on top, and now I can just get everything done. So like I'm kind of torn.
How do you feel about tradable items? Tradable discontinued, like the Santa hat, the party hats, the Halloween masks. Not the way they are in old school RuneScape, but how they are in RuneScape 3.
The thing is, I can only compare it with Santa hats and party hats, and like, it does feel really private servery going PKing and fighting people wearing fucking red Halloween masks, and you kill them, and then you're like some pure, and you get like 10, and they're worth like 10k, and you're like you feel like you're actually just like PKing on like private server PKscape. And
oh yeah, definitely. Because that's what you did. Most people probably have dabbled into a private server at some point, the good old Moparscape days.
Yeah.
And one cool thing about that was, hey, you go to this shop and he has every single party hat and all that good stuff that you can take for free.
Yeah. So I think I'm kind of more for it because that's kind of what I'm thinking. Is that, hey, it's still obtainable. If you're a completionist, you can still get it. It's kind of cool seeing like, oh my god, that guy's got that item, right? Right now it's like, look at that guy wearing a T-bow.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what the new party hat is, but or I guess Scythe now would be more similar to that.
Third Age.
Yeah, third age pieces. The main thing is, with the whole duel arena changes, you know, I remember back in the day watching YouTube videos of like guys doing party hat stakes. Be like, whoa, that's crazy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, like let's just say they decide to like never add any more party hats to the game. I don't know how much they'll actually, like I don't think they'll inflate as much as RS3.
I don't think it'll be the items we have now. It won't be party hats and stuff. It'll be new items.
Yeah.
I'll just give my opinions on it because I'm just like you, I'm torn. I love items that you can obtain to be like, I was here during this time and you weren't.
Yeah.
I love having items to show off where people are like, wow, where do you get that item? Oh, sucks to be you because you can't get it anymore. It makes you feel, I don't know what the word is. It's like an ego thing, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a veteran player. Of course I have this item. But it is a little bit different than the tradable items. But the problem, obviously, is... So the reason I'm like, I love those items and I want to vote yes on it, because they're really cool to have. I have the white skin on Old School RuneScape from the Halloween event,
mm-hmm.
and I have tons of people ask me, oh, where did you get that skin? Oh, it's from the Halloween event. But it's a completely selfish reason, because I want to be, only I can get this, you can't get that anymore.
It's like a prestige thing.
Yeah, it's a prestige. That's the word I was looking for earlier. And yeah, that stuff's kind of neat, but on the other hand, it really fucking sucks to be on the other hand if you can't get that item and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yep.
Especially if you're a huge collector, which many people are in Old School RuneScape, because that's just the way of the game, right?
Yep.
You want everything. You want maybe all the cosmetic items. Maybe you want to get maxed out 99s. You want all the best gear. People just want everything. Like, they want to collect the shit. It's kind of unhealthy not unhealthy, because there are just cosmetics. But it really sucks to know that you started the game a year late, or you quit at a really bad time.
Yeah.
And now, guess what? You can't get it. Or what if you're playing on your account? Now you have to go do it on every one of your accounts, because what if I get bored of my main? I start an Iron Man account. Well, may as well jump on my level 3 Iron Man and grab those items so that when I do start playing it, I'll have them.
And your pures.
Your skillers.
So, like, it's nice to, like, have added value to an account that's not just, like, a number sign or, like, a dollar sign / levels. So, like, let's say they give you an emote that you can't ever get again. You're probably not going to want to bot on that account and risk getting perma'd.
Yeah.
Because you now have these, like, super unique, prestigious rewards. So it would reduce, like, I guess, the average person botting and stuff like that. Just, like, in terms of, like, you'll treat your account differently than, like, with, you know, whatever. Like, if I were to ever start playing RS3 again, I'd use my main account because I have, like, the Easter egg and shit on, like, the ring. I just random shit like that from RS3 on the account. And it's like, well, I'm not going to restart because... Like, I have things I have unobtainables, but...
Okay, so you're not going to bot anymore, but now you might sell your accounts can be worth more, so you might sell it because, hey, I have this item you can't get anymore, boom, price goes up of what it's worth.
Yeah, exactly, right? Account becomes way more valuable. So yeah, I don't know, it's kind of kind of weird because
it's an odd one. I feel many people feel the same way. They like these items that go, hey, I was here during that time. But the reason we're all saying we like these items because we're assuming that, hey, we already play the game, we're going to get them.
Yep.
On the other side of things, if you're not going to get them, you're going to be like, no, that's shit. That's not really completely fair.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the tradable items, it's a weird one because I've been kind of going back and forth in my head because I thought it was really fucking cool to have these items that were worth 20 mil, that were worth like 30, 50 mil back in 2007 days. And they were just cosmetics, and they weren't even the coolest cosmetics. You just couldn't get them anymore.
Yeah.
So it was a really interesting sandboxy thing to have in the game. So I liked them a lot back then, but that's because they were at 50 mil. So they were still a lot of money, but they weren't an unobtainable item. Everyone could see themselves as, hey, I could probably get that one day. But now you look at RuneScape 3 and they're worth like 5 bill. Any new player playing it or someone who's played it and like, say a year in, they're just like, no, I'm never going to get one of those items.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool to like, I remember playing and seeing like a dude wearing party hats or like Halloween masks and like, wow, that is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, dope.
You'd see them and you're instantly going, that's a someone right there, you know?
Yeah.
In old school RuneScape. But at the same time, it's when it gets to a point that it is in RuneScape 3, it's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah. Like, imagine just having, like, if you've been playing like, I don't care for RS3 at all, or else, like, I'd be logging in and doing, like, the holiday events and stuff, but,
yep.
I mean, it gets to a point where, like, this dude's been playing this game for 15 years, look at his scythe.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to think. Yeah, I don't know. The one thing that, like, also worries me is, like, the whole account security thing, where my IRL friend, when we were, I guess he was in grade 5 or 6, I don't know, he ended up like buying a bunch of gold, real money. He spent like fucking $300 of his birthday money. He's a little rich kid.
Damn.
And he bought a bunch of gold, and he went and bought he bought a Santa hat. And then he wanted to get back into like RuneScape. He wanted to try out Oldschool, and his account was hacked. And obviously the hijackers like teefed his Santa hat, and like he just was super pissed because he was gonna sell it and swap it for Oldschool gold. But he bought that when he was like, this was like 12 years ago, maybe 13 years ago. And shitty, you know, the shitty account security of like Jagex, you can just get hacked so easily. It kind of will burn the player too. Like, there's that Iron Man Lake who got a Third Age Longsword as an account like over a year ago. And within a week, someone hacked it and stole a Third Age Longsword. And it was on an Iron Man too, right? So it's like, that's fucking nutty. And then boom, it gets hacked, and Jagex goes, well, that's your fault. It gives incentives for players that care more about their account, but then also gives incentives for people to be bigger dicks and target certain accounts, I guess.
It's a hard one because it's not like we don't have those items already. They're just not discontinued. They come in the form of being super rare to get. You know, the Third Age items, right? Yep. You see someone wearing that, it usually makes me do a double take.
Usually makes me go, is he doubling money or what?
Yeah, pretty much. So what do you think it's better to have these prestigious items being super rare and worth a lot of money because they're super rare, but you can still grind them out? Or do you think it's better to have these these tradable items that are discontinued?
See, I like having the tradable items that are discontinued. I like that. When it comes to untradables, it's kind of tricky because, like, yeah, being on for this week, you know, like I look at, like, good example is World of Warcraft. I've been playing that game on and off since, I guess, 2006. And I have, like barely any of the anniversary achievements because I don't even know when the WoW anniversary is. It's different though. You gotta pay to get a fucking achievement, but people might go like link year 3 anniversary or year 4, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't even know when it is, so I don't know when I log in and get it. But like, so if it comes to, like, I would like something to be more like merit based. So I know I say complete escape is bad for the game, but something similar to that, as in like, if you like, you know, like maybe say you play CSGO and you see those people with like a 5-year veteran coin next to their name, and you're like, cool, but you know, chances are that like it doesn't really mean anything. But like similar to, like, I don't know, yeah, just something that like is based on like you've played, your account is this many days old, or like anyone can get to it, but it just how long. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So if your account is 8 years old, it'd be kind of cool to be like, you flash an emote that has like 8 above. You know what I mean? Like, that's just like a shitty example, but
You got to find a way of doing it so that somebody can look at that and go, wow, that's fucking sweet. But at the same time, you don't want them going, well, that's bullshit. I can never get that. You mentioning World of Warcraft, I remembered, so I played in the Burning Crusade a lot, and I remember there was a title. There's titles and there was mounts you could only get from playing it during the vanilla expansion, like the release of vanilla. And I always looked at the title that would go next to your name, and I would think, wow, that is fucking sweet. That's a really cool title to have. But it never really made me go, that's bullshit, I can't get it. What the fuck? The mounts, I did kind of feel a little bit that way because they were so cool that I'm like, I love collecting mounts. Really sucks that just because I didn't play during that time, I can't get it.
yeah.
Eventually, they made it so you can go back and grind it yourself. They made the raids so much easier as a higher level that you don't need to. So that's the thing. You got to find a way to be able to do it so that people can look at someone going, wow, that's sweet.
Yeah.
It's like the third age items. Wow, that guy looks sweet. That guy's got some cool armor. Instead of going, well, that's bullshit.
Yeah. So, like, kind of related to RuneScape, there are titles I have on some WoW characters that I used to main on certain expansions that you can't get anymore. And I have titles on them, and then now that I'm playing a new character, I don't have those titles anymore, and I'm kind of pissed about that. So it's the same thing, like, what if you swap? If there's something similar in terms of, like, an untradeable or whatever that you get on one account, but let's say you get a hacked on your main, or you just quit, or you're like, man, I fucking hate the money grind. I want to play an Iron Man. Now you're like, but now I don't get the untradeables anymore. This is bullshit. Like, I should have made the account a year ago knowing this was going to happen and just, you know what I mean? It's like it's really, I guess it's only an issue for people that want to have the unobtainable.
Yeah.
There's some people that don't really care too much. They log on, they play, they kill sand crabs and they log off. They do whatever they want. So
in closing, what do you think is a better item to show prestige? A discontinued untradeable or a discontinued tradable?
So the thing is that those are like really different types. One shows wealth and one shows like experience.
Yeah.
There are people that have 10 bill, but they've never PVM'd in their life. They just hit up that sand casino, flipped a couple coins, guessed right every single time, and now they're rich as fuck and they have every single item in the game. And you're like, cool. That doesn't really show. It just shows how much money they have. And then others, they have pets, right? They'll have like PVM pets and stuff. And you're like, that's cool. This guy grinded the fuck out of this, or he's got a bloodhound.
But I mean, like, discontinued untradables versus discontinued tradables.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. So one shows prestige and value, and one shows prestige and like experience.
Yeah.
So they're kind of not really comparable. I guess I want to say the experience to me personally is more important. So the untradables would be my thing that I would prefer.
I'd go the opposite because the untradables, like the scythe, they're in the game and I'm like, cool, but I didn't pay too much attention to them. I wish I had one, sure, but since I could never attain them, I'm just, whatever. They didn't mean a whole lot to me.
Yep.
But the tradables, even though I probably wouldn't be obtaining one, I liked to pay attention to them. I like to see the way the market went.
Chasing the dragon type thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I thought they were always cool to have in the game. Again, until they hit that point where they were such a ridiculous amount where you're just, okay, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
Being worth that much, but I can see why. I do think if tradable discontinued items come into the game, the market isn't going to follow the way it did in RuneScape 3. Because in RuneScape 3 / just regular RuneScape, basically, the market, like, nobody planned it to play out that way. It just one day did.
Yep.
And it would just slowly go up in price. I think in old school RuneScape, if they're saying, hey, we're now going to release these bunny ears that are tradable, but we're never going to release them again after this Easter event, I feel like I'm going to predict that they will shoot up in price where really rich players are going to buy as many as they can to try to manipulate the market. But then over the course of the next year, maybe 2 years, the price is going to spike down and it might slowly climb up, but it's not really going to climb up too much because people aren't really going to care too much about them.
Yeah.
Until 5 years go by where they go, well, I wouldn't mind getting one of these items. They're pretty cool. Mm-hmm. It is an interesting one, and I'm curious to hear what you guys think. So let us know. Drop it in our Discord. Send us a tweet, Facebook, email. Mm-hmm. If you're watching
Text us.
Yeah, text us. And if you're watching on YouTube, write us a comment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we have YouTube.
Yeah, we have YouTube. Google Plus. I don't know how you contact on there, but, you know.
By leaving a good review?
Well, no, Google Plus is a social media platform from Google.
Oh.
We have an account there. So, you know, leave us a plus note. That's what I'm going to guess what they call their messaging system, a plus note.
A goggle.
And you can mail us a letter to the Wilderness Podcast headquarters.
Yeah, at the Wilderness Street.
Yep, Wilderness Street. Number 123. Yeah. RuneScape Avenue. Anyways, that is it for the untradeables, but it is an interesting one, and I'm kind of surprised that they decided to bring this poll to us.
They're pretty much asking, if they want to create another market in the game. It's kind of interesting. But yeah,
it's weird. What next? Microtransactions, that's what's next. Because they're doing all the things that RuneScape did, and then what came?
Actually, though, it's funny you bring that up. If you feel like cueing the conspiracy music, what happens with the next Twitch Prime?
Ooh.
Let's say untradeables get passed, and like it's like next year they do their Twitch Prime promotion, and you need Twitch Prime to get like a cosmetic shirt that's the Twitch symbol on it, or like you know what I mean? Something similar to that, where you get some Twitch swag, and you need to you need to jump through like 80 fucking hoops if you don't have Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime to get an untradeable. Then all of a sudden, this is the worst thing that ever happened to the game. So it's like, as long as they like make a promise to like not fucking pull a Blizzard where they're like temporary collectible pets and mounts, give us $20 for them, and there are people that shell out hundreds and hundreds of dollars for them. But like, I don't want that to happen to us. What if it's like, yeah.
So on one hand, discontinued tradable items are really cool. On the other hand, they could single-handedly ruin the whole old school RuneScape experience and go back on everything they said.
Yeah.
So you guys heard it here first. This is all part of the plan.
Yeah. Vote no. Proposition 68, yeah.
Even if we love it, vote no, because even if there's an inkling of microtransactions, it can't come into the game.
If there's a chance Jagex will fuck or can fuck it up, they probably will. So let's just play it safe and just say don't even touch the game anymore.
Yep. Raids 3 come out. What if they give you a microtransaction where you can skip one of the bosses and get the rewards?
No, even worse. It'd be like Hearthstone Arena, where you have to like pay gold to like do an arena run, but you have to like pay gold to do like a raid, or you just give them real money. You get what do they have at the premium club shit for RS3s? Like, you know what I mean? Like give us this type of use a bond and you get in, or pay real money. I don't know. Anyways,
they got us. Anyways, on the topic of how things were back in the day. This isn't really community chatter, but like I said, not much really happened this week. So we had a discussion going on in the clan chat, and it kind of got me thinking. There were some very iconic names back in the day. Many names that just everyone knows. Even if you're not playing RuneScape anymore, that name is very familiar. Zezima is one of the most famous players in all of RuneScape.
I would say like one of the most famous like video game names in general.
Yeah, I would say that too. I remember trying to play MapleStory and World of Warcraft and all these other games and trying to see if I could take the name Zezima. Always taken. Someone had always gotten it. And when I play the game Town of Salem, you might have no idea what I'm talking about right now, but you can choose what name you want in every game. If I put Zezima, they vote to kill me every fucking time.
See, I don't want to go on a Town of Salem
tangent,
but if you guys don't know what Town of Salem is, it's like a role-playing game where you like there's like bad guys and there's townspeople, and like bad guys do bad things at night. And anyways, the whole thing is like you're trying to talk and manipulate people into like killing certain people or arresting certain people. Anyways, there's like whatever. What you have to do in that game is you have to make your guy's name Smart Guy, all lowercase letters, and then you have to accuse people of being the bad guys, and your reasoning, trust me, I'm a smart guy. Or you just start quoting Rick and Morty, and like people think like you'll always make it to the end.
It's a really fun game.
Next level strat, I'm telling you. Pretend to be smart guy.
It's free to play too, so it goes well with RuneScape sometimes, depending on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Anyways, Zezima, very famous name, but there's a handful of other people who had very iconic names. OldNite, Duriel 321, everybody knows that name. Kid's Range being a very iconic PKer, and if you tried to PK with the same skills today, he would get demolished.
Yeah.
Just
have you seen Kids Range's YouTube videos?
No, he's playing still?
No, the guy is batshit crazy.
Oh,
he like only eats raw meat.
Oh god.
I forget what his YouTube channel is. I can try and find it.
Get a little salmonella.
The guy is fucking batshit. Like, there's a reason why he was like the best PKer. Like, the dude like is fucking. He looks like what you'd expect Kids Range to look like, really scrawny, like long greasy hair, and then he like only eats raw meat. Like, the dude's fucking. He's not right in the head. But anyway, sorry, go on.
But anyways, the conversation pretty much developed that these names were so iconic, and that old school RuneScape kind of doesn't have these
titans,
these players that play the game where everyone knows who they are. Zezima was super iconic, mainly for being the first person to max all skills, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But part of it was the mystery behind him. You'd see him walking, and there's always a trail of like 1,000 players following him, and he just never talked.
Yeah.
Never said anything.
And it was, I still remember the times, like, I'd be doing some shit in the game, and I would see Zezima walk by, and I'd freak the fuck out and be like, holy fuck, I'm near Zezima, and there's like a train of people just following, and then I would just join with them, like, oh my god, it's Zezima. Everyone had him added to their friends list at some point.
I still have him added.
I don't.
When I see him log in, I always get a little bit of that nostalgia, and I check it, and he's been playing old school RuneScape recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, part of it was the mystery. He just never talked. Nobody knew anything about him. In the old school, not the old school, in the RuneScape documentary, they had Zezima talk. Yep. But they purposely blacked out what he looked like to withhold the mystery behind him. So it was pretty cool.
Zezima.com?
What is that?
There was a website called Zezima.com. I don't know if it's still up, but I remember like looking at that site and getting into arguments with my friends, being like, this is not actually his website, but he had a site called Zezima.com, and it would be like, my name is like Peter Zezima, or Zezima, I don't know however you want to pronounce it. Yeah, it's the exact, so we pulled it up right now. It's like the exact same layout it looks like. Can't really read it from back here. But.
Zezima RPG coming soon.
Okay,
that's
never mind.
Right. The long-awaited MMORPG is almost here. Stay tuned.
Okay, so I guess it's not the same. It was like a little blurb about him. Shit, I guess it's not the same unless he's making an RPG where you just walk around and have like hordes of people annoying you, asking you for money.
I feel like I'm about to just get completely hacked.
Yeah,
but
download here.
He's got some links, quest guides, and skill guides. There's a ranged guide with nothing on it.
Nice,
it's just blank. The team, who's on the team? A bunch of the pictures are broken links.
Dead site. But yeah, there was Nova Life. We're just going back to like famous titans. I remember like Nova Life being really popular, and Suomi.
I don't recognize Suomi, but
Suomi was like the first person to get like 200 mil and everything experience. He came later on in the game. I think Nova Life was the first air quotes efficient RuneScape player, where like in like 1 or 2 years he like maxed. He quit and he had like a big thing on like I want to say they talked about it in the documentary. I don't know. I remember like reading it though, and he talked about how like he'd be playing RuneScape, and he made like some comments saying that like he'd often like look outside his window while he was playing RuneScape, but like I don't know, he looked outside his window more than he'd actually go outside. I don't know, he made some weird thing, but like how RuneScape kind of took over his life and how he was like obsessed with like efficiency, and he like hit number 2 or something. Second one, like he like caught up to like Zezima and everyone like really, really quickly. He's like the first, I guess, efficient player. There's like but there's like a lot of like old school titans and stuff that were known for specific things.
Yeah, there was Defiled, which was like a defense only pure. And I remember that person. Some controversial things came out eventually. JoJo 3000.
Wait, what was controversial Defiled?
I don't remember.
Oh.
JoJo 3000.
Lured person?
Yeah, very famous lure / troll.
Yeah.
Back when people would watch a lure video and go, cool. Now you get a Reddit post saying how much of a scum that person is.
I still remember one of his videos, or like a a segment, one of his videos, where he'd give a spear to pures and say, "Can you kill like 8 skeletons in like 2 minutes?"
I've been looking for this video for literally years because I can't find it anymore. But it was a classic luring video. Then at the end, he would have credits and stuff. But he had this video playing on the side. And I remember it was the song Roses by Aqua.
Okay.
And it was him and a friend. And it was sped up a little bit. But they would trade a spear. And they would go, hey, if you can kill 3 men in under 30 seconds, we'll give you like 100 mil.
Yeah.
And then so they go to kill it. And while they're doing it, the people are doing the dance of motion and going like, oh yeah, go Dilz, you got this. Woo, go, come on. And they would do it, and then with a spear, you can only train with shared experience, so you're going to get defense experience.
Yeah.
And a bunch of peers just completely ruined their account.
Yep.
And, yeah, it's kind of shitty. Anyways, it just got me thinking, and we were discussing in the clan chat, so I thought it'd be interesting to bring it up now. But yeah, old school RuneScape doesn't really seem to have those titans, those iconic players who are just known purely because of their RuneScape account.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of popular RuneScape players, but that's normally because they are popular on Twitch or YouTube. But I feel that for the most part, if you don't watch RuneScape YouTube videos, or you don't watch Twitch videos, or you don't go on the subreddit, like let's say you just play RuneScape, you might not really know who they are.
Yeah, the famous people are content creators.
Yeah.
And I guess Link's Titan.
Yeah, Link's Titan. So he
plays 18 hours a day and he's maxing 200 mil and everything.
I don't think he does that much as much anymore. But anyways, he's going for 200 million experience in every skill. And he's got every skill except for agility and mining done, and he's pretty close to them.
Yep.
So he'll be the first player to do that, but
yeah, I think it's more of like a mind, like, I think it's more of like a shift to like, you were a kid and people just like, oh, Zezima, you'd like hear the names and stuff of people, and then you'd see them and like you talk about like, I saw Zezima like at school, you know what I mean? You're at school talking to your buddies at lunch. And then now like most people are like in school or like working, like they're adults generally, like nowadays.
Probably don't care as much.
Well, yeah, but a lot of it is that the people that they like will like look up to or be like, oh, I just saw this person. It's typically like a content creator where like you sit there and watch their content while you're like mining or fishing, right?
Yeah.
You go watch like Torvesta do some shit or like Bodhi stream or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so I think like that's kind of the main shift is people kind of value people or other players more as value or like respect. I don't know.
They see them differently.
The names have like a direct value to like someone's experience with the game.
Yeah. Yeah, because they are kind of selling themselves. You know, they play RuneScape. Okay, cool, they play RuneScape, but they make money from it because of who they are. They sell their personality and we buy it as entertainment, right?
Yep.
Even though we're not really paying for it all the time, but so yeah, I guess it's just the way we play the game now. And plus we're older, so we don't care as much about someone who can max out all their skills at 200 mil, or we don't care as much about some guy who's really good at PKing. We look at it, yeah, he's good at PKing, but so what?
Yep.
What's the big deal behind it?
It's more or less like if someone's entertaining or not.
Again, let us know who you think is the most iconic old school RuneScape player. Let us know who it is, who you think it is, and why. There's a bunch of high level names, but
yeah,
there's almost like more than one you could make the argument for. Whether it's Bodhi, who is probably the most popular old school RuneScape streamer. Wook's another streamer, but he's just very good at the game, so people watch him purely for his skills. A friend with his recent controversial shit, so even if you don't watch his YouTube stuff, you can't help but know what the fuck is going on a bit.
Yeah, I don't even think he's like playing anymore. I think he's done. He hasn't uploaded in a little while.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything else going on this week? I don't really think there's much chatter, just mostly like memes.
All right, let's move her on then to basically the end of the show. We're going to skip over lore this week because it's been such a hectic week for us, what with new jobs, and I got school coming up. So next week I should be a little bit more settled in with schooling and work so I can get that out there for you guys. All right, so now it's the segment where we get to sell out a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Perfect. So last week we mentioned that we had just basically been sponsored by our first sponsor from a company. And this company was Audible. Audible is now offering listeners of this show a free audiobook with a 30-day trial membership. You can get that at audibletrial.com/wild. You can browse the unmatched selection of audio programs. You can download a title for free and just start listening. Go to audibletrial.com/wild. I've been listening to an audiobook called The Black Prism. If you're into fantasy, you'll probably enjoy it. Super fun book. Has a really cool world. Magic that is used through color and manipulating colors. It's a weird one, but it's really good. I'm really enjoying that. Deagin, you're listening to
Stormlight Archives?
Stormlight Archives. Another fantasy book, right?
Yep.
Just as weird?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you ever have magic in a book, it always gets a little squirrely.
Yeah.
There's always these new rules on how magic works in it. It's like when you're playing Final Fantasy, and even though it's the same series, you play from 7, you play 8, you play 9, each one, the way they're quote-unquote magic or material or whatever they decide to call it that game, it's a completely new set of rules that you suddenly have to learn.
Yeah.
It's fun, but it can be a bit overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not bad. I think I have like a 30 to 40 minute like walk to my work, and yeah, you can just throw on an audiobook, take a nice little walk.
It's good. If you're assuming you like listening to podcasts, audiobooks have it's a similar feel, but at the same time it's a very different thing. But it works in almost every situation that a podcast would work.
Yep.
So if you're interested in trying that, audibletrial.com/wild. And in line with that, we also opened up our Patreon account where you can come if you want to support the show. We have various tiers with different rewards, and we're going to be working on getting bonus content out for Patreon listeners. It'll come out to regular listeners as well. It might be just like a couple days delayed in between, but that's something we still need to work on. Once school kicks in, I can finally decide when I'm going to have time to do that, and yeah, all that fun stuff. But one of the reward tiers is a special thank you to some people who decide to pledge to us for this week. So very special shout out to Ren Geyser, Dean Humphreys, and Derek Orman. Thank you so much for pledging to us this month. We really appreciate you guys supporting the show. It really does help us.
Yeah, and keep in mind, if you are planning on pledging and you're getting a shout out, if you want to just have your RS name in as a shout out, send us a message with it.
Yeah, that's right, because it does come up as the name. Some people have their RuneScape name, and I do send a message on how you would like to be shouted out, as well as just so I can get your RuneScape name, so I can give you a clan chat rank up as well. But anyways, we're not done there. We got another 2 people to give a shout out to for pledging a whopping $10 this month. That's Isaiah and Julia Schmidt. So thank you for pledging such a crazy amount. And lastly, and a special thank you to our most recent Patreon, rsgp.com. Thank you so much for pledging such a whopping amount. He's pledging $50 this month.
Hot damn.
Hot damn. If only this were true. No, we didn't sell it that hard. This was actually a very generous pledge from Dean, whose in-game username is Strosity. So thank you so much for pledging such a crazy amount. But I do want to say thank you to every single person who is supporting. Every little bit does help. You have helped cover our costs for doing this podcast, which I am actually just so surprised that we're able to do that fast, basically. It was unbelievable. It was something that I knew I'd be able to do the first couple months. Let's say we got no Patrons, we'd be fine. But I was a little worried that throughout my school year, if I'm going to have this guilt holding over my head that I might have to be cheaper on groceries. I don't know how the funds were going to work out with this new part-time job. I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to get a part-time job this easily. But I was kind of worrying that paying the bills and all that stuff, that I would have to be like, yeah, to my girlfriend, oh yeah, we had to stop doing the podcast, or telling her, yeah, no, we don't have to pay any money for this show. But it is kind of a huge weight off my shoulders to know that you guys really have caused us to not have to worry about that, and it's Can't thank you enough for that. So anyways, we're going to move on. I'm really bad at this whole thank you thing, but I just want you guys to know I'm so appreciative and grateful to every single one of you guys who have supported the show. And let's say you're listening and you want to know how you can support the show. Well, simple. Patreon.com/TheWildernessPodcast. If you do want to come hang out with us in-game, it is WildCC. Our Twitter is @TheWildernessRS. Facebook, Facebook.com/TheWildernessPodcast. And our email is TheWildernessPodcast@gmail.com. We have a Discord posted on both Facebook and Twitter. But if you have trouble finding it, just let us know. We'll get you to that. Kind of just jumped right in there. Good stuff. Deagin?
Twitch and Twitter, DeaginRS. Won't be streaming for a little while once I get like the technical issues all sorted out and figured out.
And with this being episode 100, Omnicide on Discord was so kind to provide us with a bunch of items to drop for a drop party. We have over 100 mil worth of items that we will be dropping. We plan on doing it Saturday, September 8th, which is this upcoming Saturday. It will be happening probably more in the evening, Eastern Standard Time. I've been saying sometime after 7 p.m., but keep an eye on Twitter, Facebook, and Discord for updates on the event, because now that we have this part-time job where we're not entirely sure when we're getting scheduled in, we won't know for sure when we are working Saturday. I will find out on Wednesday. But anyways, if you are interested, just ask us in-game or keep an eye on any of the social media things, and we will tell you exactly when this will be happening. And since this is our 100 episode, which means we are about to be going into year 3, it is the birthday. Actually, I didn't even mention that earlier. It's the birthday of the Wilderness Podcast. So we'll be going on to our third year of the show. And with that, I made a survey on Google Docs that you guys will be able to fill out to give us feedback and ways we can improve going forward. We did this last year, so we're doing it again. And it's just a couple questions. Shouldn't take too long, but these questions are: what would you like to hear about consistently each week? Since last year, we have added a lore segment and taken a deeper look into things going on within the community. So here you can let us know if there's any other segments or topics you are interested about and would like to hear each week. Next question is, what do you currently dislike in the show? And this can be any little nitpicky things that bother you. Let us know on the areas that we can improve. We had someone write in last time that when we burp into the microphone, it was absolutely disgusting for them to hear, I'm glad they said that, because I've been very aware of not doing that.
It's a shame. I miss that. Those are good old days.
Next question, if we had a bonus episode to supplement the current weekly podcast, what would you like to hear about? This would not affect the show we currently record each week. So again, we have talked about when we were talking more in depth about the Patreon thing that I wanted to do like a one-on-one interview styled episodes with different people in the community. But if you have any ideas for something that you wanted to hear that were their own standalone episodes, let us know. And then a multiple choice question being, what old school RuneScape talk interests you the most, which is PVM, PvP, skilling, merching, or other. And lastly, is there anything else you'd like to share with us? Any ideas, feedbacks, or opinions you weren't able to tell us in the above questions? So I'll definitely like that in Facebook, on Twitter, and on Discord. And yeah, if you want to give us feedback, take a couple minutes to fill that out and we can work on improving for the next year.
Yeah.
Alrighty, the song of the week this week is going to be The Desolate Mage. This is a music track that is unlocked at the summit of Mount Quitamortum. It's a really good track. I usually keep my music on when I'm doing Chambers of Xeric. As soon as the boss fight ends and you're kicked out to the main area camp before Chambers of Xeric, this is a song that always plays, and I'm always surprised by how good it is, but kind of only used as a lobby song. Anyways, this song was composed by Ashley Bridges, none other than Mod Ash himself. Thanks so much for listening to episode 100, guys.
Yeah.
2 milestones in 2 weeks. Wow.
Yeah. It's a big one.
It is a big one. We're in the triple digits now.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Till next week.
Yeah, have a good one.
Take care.